MMA bros are here. We're here to stay. We're here to dominate. We're not here to take part. We're here to take over. I just made that up. I never heard that from anywhere else. So
Yeah, never. First time I ever heard it.
anywhere.
No, that's actually pretty damn good.
Yeah, that's maybe I should copyright that right there.
Oh, big time.
So how you doing, Chris? How's your week been?
I'm been pretty good. Been pretty busy working this night shift stuff, so it's been crazy. But yeah, doing pretty good.
Good. You becoming like a vampire? Does
Yeah.
the start to burn you?
Oh man, thanks to my melanin, I'm good.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
it helps a brother out.
Thank goodness for melatonin. So, brother, we got some stuff to go over. Let's go over. We're gonna start, and I say start very very loosely. We're gonna start with the past UFC card because we gotta take it some steps back before we can go forward. We had a pretty good card. Santos versus Walker. It was just a UFC Fight Night, October 7th, or I'm sorry, October 2nd. And we got Thiago Santos beating Johnny Walker. Round 5 decision. Kevin Holland and Kyle Daukaus in this weird draw. Round 1 headbutt weird draw we'll get into. Oliveira versus Nico Price. Nico Price got that. Round 3 decision. Jotkov versus Surkanov. Jotkov won round 3 decision. And then Hernandez steamrolling Mike Breeden KO round 1 minute 20. Okay, so we got through that. How do you feel about Thiago Santos beating Johnny Walker?
Oh, I hated the fight. It was a glorified sparring match. Both of them were scared to pull the trigger. The most significant thing happened in the fight was Thiago's right hand in the 5th round.
Okay, Chris. Let's take a step back. Why do you have two professional fighters who are main eventing are in a sparring match? Like, what's going on? Like,
it seems like because
were they scared?
It seemed like Johnny Walker had a new camp, and what Conor McGregor's camp? What's that camp called again? SBG?
No. It's the Leprechauns.
Oh, the Leprechauns. He's in a Leprechaun camp.
the Irish Assassins.
Yes, an Irish Assassins, and he thought. And it seemed like he was very conservative, and he didn't have faith in his defense. So he actually made more strikes. He was a more active striker, but Santos had more significant strikes.
So I agree with you totally. I saw John Kavanaugh over there, like talking to Johnny Walker. I'm like, what the frig? What is John Kavanaugh doing in Johnny Walker's corner? Like, that is weird. But this whole fight, it was a farce. It was a sparring match. At best, a sparring match. And when you have two professionals going in, main eventing, sparring, not hitting to hurt each other, not hitting to finish the fight, there was nothing. Like you said, the most exciting part was the end of the fight when it ended, and I could stop watching. That was the most exciting part of that fight. Like, so very sad.
Two knockout artists.
Dude, Johnny Walker hurts himself after the fight doing such ridiculous stuff. Not even during the fight. Like, he breaks his arm after the fight doing the worm. Like,
Kavanaugh was telling him, like, I think it was starting in the 3rd round. Are you winning? Win by points. Win by points.
Yeah.
That's what Kavanaugh was saying.
I'm not gonna say it. We're not gonna go. We won't go there yet. But I'm talking. Kavanaugh needs to, like, dude. Your fighters, it's not you as a coach. You have to instill that kill or be killed mentality in your fighter. You're not sparring. Like, what are we? There's too many fights now that they think that it's just a sparring match. What is up with that? It's not a sparring match. Kill or be killed. You're fighting that person. You're knocking them out. You're submitting them, or you're being in a slobber knocker. One of the three. There's no, like, you choose which one you want. Like, we're not choose. You can do whatever you want, but
I ain't gonna lie. That's spoken like a true fan of MMA.
That's spoken like a real MMA bro.
Yes, a real MMA bro. A real MMA bro.
I'm going off right now. Like, I want to see blood. I want to see violence. I'm not paying to see two people hug each other in the middle of the ring. So,
I take it your favorite fighter is Diego Sanchez.
That's my boy. Diego, out of the three, he always choose one of them. He was like, I'm either going to knock this person out, I'm going to submit them, or it's going to be a barn burner. And I'm going to get some CTE after this fight. Like,
so. You know who's becoming the new Diego Sanchez, but with less output, Brian Ortega.
That's my boy. You know, so Dana White, here's a little exclusive. Dana White said right after the fight, he wasn't even supposed to take any interviews, Brian Ortega. He was supposed to go straight to the hospital. And Dana heard him, like Joe Rogan, doing an interview with Ortega. Yes. He was like, no. He's going to the hospital.
Yes.
I like that.
I remember that. Mm-hmm. I remember that.
Ortega, and what happened in that fight? It was flipping exciting, and it was awesome, and it was great. Like, that's just, I'm sorry, that's the name of the game. You kill or be killed. Nate Diaz, dude.
If you do one of those three, you will have a fruitful career in the MMA.
Yeah, it might be like at the end you might be slurring your words and like drooling, but dude, it's gonna be a fruitful career. Like, you're gonna get your money. So
yes, you will get your money. So
your money's worth.
So snooze fest. I hated the fight. I was expecting more action.
Here, do this. Thumbs down, and with a suck face.
Also, speaking of which, I seen after the fight that Johnny Walker foot was broken, and it was swollen like a balloon.
Yeah,
it was. His foot was swollen.
It was pretty swollen. It was pretty bad. But again, like, dude, fight. That's all I'm saying. Fight. Don't spar. There's a difference between fighting and sparring. Okay, let's move on to the next one. This one, this one wasn't too bad. We had Kevin Holland and Dawkins. I want to say Dawkins. Like, that was interesting. It was it says it's supposed to be a no contest. It should be a no contest, but it was a draw. Freaking round one, because Dawkins headbutted Kevin Holland apparently, and the headbutt. I don't know how the headbutt led into the rear naked. Correct? And then
no.
Such a weird like ending.
It was a headbutt. It rocked.
Yeah,
it rocked Holland. Then they rolled around on the ground. Holland got back up and went to the fence.
Yep.
And Dawkins was on his back for RNC. And submitted
isn't that weird, dude? Shouldn't that have? Why didn't, like? I don't know. I kind of blame the ref on that one. Isn't that
100%?
That's the ref, like, to be like, hey, whoa, headbutts
1,000%.
Like, let me take a point off, or if it's accidental, let's give you time to recover. Like, nah, dude.
1,000%. I think he slipped and it was going too fast. He processed it at the end and he realized what happened.
Yeah.
Because originally when I seen it, I thought Dawkins caught Hollins with a punch and rocked him. And then I did the replay, and then I was listening to Cormier and everyone talking about it was a headbutt. And after that, I'm like, it's seen in replay, and it sucked. And what really sucks about it is, first of all, it's anticlimactic because of that. What sucks about it was, you don't want to see an ending to a fight like that, because it sucks for Dawkins because Dawkins submitted him, and it got taken away. And
but let's be honest, dude. That again, if you poke someone in the eye and they can't see, and then you submit them. That's not like you freaking poke them in the eye, dude. We have rules. Rules are.
It's not.
You can't headbutt. Imagine if you could headbutt. How many people would be headbutting people in the UFC?
Listen, okay, Tito Ortiz and BJ Penn would be undefeated.
Yes, they would. Especially Tito Ortiz with that freaking brainless noggin of his. Like,
they will be undefeated.
Headbutting people's nuts, just like.
That's it. He will go grab a headbutt and people he will have probably more KOs than anybody.
The history of the top KOs in
the history. Now, they just announced the rematch.
Well, I'm Tito. I headbutt people.
Yes. Now, the good thing about that fight was they announced the rematch a month from now. So we're gonna see that. So I'm excited for that.
I like that answer. The immediate rematch. Perfect. I love it. Kevin Holland is he's a warrior, and I mean, obviously he's training his wrestling. During the fight, he was over there talking to DC like, "Hey DC, you like my wrestling now?"
He's long. He's really long. Talk trash. Because DC said Dawkins was long. He's like, yeah, he's really long. And I'm gonna tell you one thing about Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland's gonna have a career at the MMA.
Yeah, he is.
Have you listened to the guy talk? He's so transparent and real.
Do you know why he's gonna? I mean, we've talked about it last time. Like, he talks. Like,
Yes.
MMA fighters just talk. Like you just open your mouth. Like
he's like he's gonna be the Charles Barkley of MMA.
he really is. Really is.
Because the thing about him is he's so transparent with everything when he says, like, which is one of the reasons why Dana White liked him. Which let's get into that.
Yep.
And
he's also like a superhero, catching freaking thieves and stuff. So I mean,
catching thieves. He doing a lot of things.
You see what he did too? It was he did the Khabib wrist, whatever it's called. Do you see the picture? He literally had him like it was so crazy, like the Khabib wrist scarf, whatever it's called.
Tell us the story about what happened and him saving.
So,
tell us the story.
I don't know the exact. All I know, as I read up on it, it was a car thief, correct?
Mm-hmm.
It was a car thief, and he was in the middle of stealing a car, and Kevin Holland was like, "No, sir, you're not stealing this," and kept him down with that move until the police came. Like,
yeah. What happened was he noticed there was a car thief still in front of him, and the car thief drove off. So Kevin Holland called his coach, who stays around the corner, to block the guy. And then Kevin Holland proceeded to pull him out and
craziness.
And detain him until the cops came.
Kevin Holland, why isn't the Marvel universe needs to go over and get him? Like, he's a straight up real life superhero.
Yes. And what's funny, guys, was in the video it showed the guy just sitting down and Kevin Holland's had a wrist around like this.
Yeah, like
Holland was just standing there.
Put his hands behind his back. Why is he holding it? Maybe it's the embarrassment. He's like
just standing there. Because the guy tried to dodge and then he hit something. And then Kevin Holland, after the coach cut him off, the guy tried to dodge it and he hit something. And Kevin Holland pulled him out, and just detained him right there. It was freaking hilarious.
Yeah, wow. I would say the only other really big fight on that card was the Hernandez KO where he steamrolled. But other than that, let's go ABC. I gotta go. That's like a D. That card. I'm sorry. That was maybe a C, maybe, but it was pretty bad. Like
I'm giving it an F.
Ooh, I love it. Yes,
listen. The main event sucked, and the co-main event didn't have no ending. It was stupid.
The only reason I give it a D is because Hernandez. I mean, we had some, I guess, a finish and whatnot, and the fights. I had to give it a D. It's not like
Hernandez should be called. His new name should be the Jobber Killer, because he's only good at killing jobbers. Anyone else that got any type of credibility or higher, he loses to him.
You're gonna lose, or Hernandez is gonna lose. But he's a young kid, dude. He's still really young, so bring him up.
Now, since we was talking about Holland, let's talk about this real quick. About Dana White's comments about Holland. You said you were saying earlier how much Dana White loves Holland. I want you to talk about that, and I'm gonna tell you why I feel that.
So Dana White, here we go. We're talking. Dana White said Kevin Holland, he was like almost swooning over him. Like they were like, "Oh, so how do you feel about Kevin Holland and whatnot?" And you know how when you talk about someone like a girl you like, or even your best friend, you kind of get excited. You're like, "Oh, yeah, that's my girlfriend," or "Yeah, that's my best friend." Like he was giddy. Like it was like a weird giddiness. So
yeah,
I think he has like a little crush on Holland. But what I said to you, this is what I said. Dana White is very easy to read. Money. If Kevin Holland is making him money and not asking for a lot of money. So Dana's like, I love that kid.
And also, Kevin Holland is pretty much bashing all the other fighters who are talking about they want more money.
Ooh, and that made Dana so hard. He was probably those dirty fighters who are asking money. Same thing with Michael Chandler. He loves those guys. Like, how dare they ask for more money? We should get paid less money.
Yes, and here's what Holland said. Holland said these fighters want to make more money. They need to be more active. He said you fight twice a year. He said you fight one time, you make 30,000. You fight two, 20,000. Twice, that's 60,000. He said I have friends that are electricians and have a great trade who make that in a year. I make more. He said we fight more after we have more money. He said that he said that the complaints he don't get it. They just need to be more active. He said we make a lot of money. He said
my only retort to that is come at me or come at everyone with that same energy when you're 40 and you're drooling and you have CTE from taking 8 fights a year in the UFC and getting knocked out like 7 or 8 times in a row, and you don't have enough money for your medical bills and the UFC won't pay them, and you don't have a union or anyone, and you're broke. Then come at me with that same energy saying, "Yeah, we should just fight more." Think about that. If you fight like what 4 or 5, like I'm telling you, these guys it's gonna come out later in life. Like Donald Cerrone he has something wrong with his brain. Just all the times he's been knocked out or whatnot. Chuck Liddell, something wrong with his brain, the CTE. Freaking John Jones now, or Jonathan, something wrong with his brain, just getting hit in the head so many multiple times. Like, these MMA careers aren't long. Like, you're there for a short time, but it's a good time. Like,
he was like, you fight. He said we fight once a year or twice a year. He said if we fought 3 times a year, we would have an off season. And he said, and he would mention the money that he would make. He said, we get paid well, guys. He said the problem is when you fight that amount, you make enough money. I have family members and everyone calling on us and stuff.
Same thing. Jared Cannonier said that, like, he was like, dude, it's not that I'm saying I'm not making money. I'm making pretty good money compared to other careers and everything, but you have to spend money too. It's not like you're flying places. You have coaches, your nutrition. LeBron James spends millions of dollars on his body, like millions.
Yes.
So,
that brings me to the next 2 points. Okay, about 2 points. He said. He also said, I don't feel bad for the fighters. I feel bad for the coaches. If you fight once a year, the coaches ain't making shit. That's what he said. He also said, people like to compare the NBA and the professional sports players like they're making money. He said they're all not making money. The bench players not making that much money. He said the WNBA ain't making shit.
So he's comparing the UFC to the WNBA.
Yes, which was a bad comparison.
that doesn't even make they're not even in the same universe comparison. Like,
the UFC brings more revenue and they have less employees. No one really watches the WNBA. Well, people watch the WNBA.
How dare you? How dare you?
People watch it, but it's not on the top.
God. Wow.
It's not good marketing. So,
but I say that's anyone that it said people don't watch the NBA. Name 5 NBA or WNBA players. 5 current. You can't do it. So, like,
yes, you can't, or just name the top 2, top 3 picks of the draft.
Yeah, I don't even.
Or just name who won the championship last year.
Don't know.
Who's the MVP? Our point exactly.